Hey y'all. Okay, so we are back with our journal here. I have prepped what I think that I can get prepped and to try to save some time, but also I didn't want to go too far prepping and then have to backtrack with things or maybe even, mess some things up because I thought with some of this that I've already put tape where I'm not going to need it. So, Um, and just a little recap if you are just jumping into this video, we are putting together a fabric spine journal. And we've already got the signature put together. We haven't sewn it yet. We're going to sew it in this video, but we have put the pages together. So this is ready to go. Here's our spine pieces and our cover. And we're going to construct all of this in this video today. So let me put this back on here real quick. And I'm going to do just one spine. I was going to bust it up and do it into two, but I think I'm just going to leave it as one because I'm going to make my spine like a 1.5 inch. So it'll be plenty thick enough to add in pockets and all the extra stuff that we want to put in here. It'll be big enough. So let me show you what I have though for the cover because I did change a few things. So I have my 4 cover pieces, the decorative papers. That's going to be my front. This is going to be my back. And these are the inside covers here. So I have those ready. And this is where I was going to tape these and then I forgot. So I will try to be quick with that. I tried to think ahead and get the boring, slow things done, but some of it I just forgot about. And then here is the spine piece. So I just cut a piece of cardstock and it's like a lightweight. It's not thick at all. I cut a piece of that for my spine that we are going to sew the signature to. And I also cut out, I had this big piece of cheesecloth that I tea dyed. And I cut out some strips of that. And I already got one glued on here. I was going to glue both, but then I needed to show y'all how this looked. So I didn't glue it on there yet. But I cut out some strips and then made them the same size as my piece for the spine. And for this piece here, all I did was roughly measure for my covers here. It doesn't have to be exact. And I don't like mine to be the same exact size. So you'll see this one is a little bit under, it's a little bit shorter than how tall it is. And then I gave myself enough room for a 1.5 inch spine. So what I did was I cut out a piece of the cardstock, measure out how much of the spine I want, and then give myself 1.5 2 inches on either side to connect to my covers. So that's how I come out with it. And mine ended up being, let's see, about 4.5 inches by not quite 7. And then my covers are almost 5 by a little over 7. So just to give you a little bit of an example of my sizing here. I didn't size anything. I'm just going off of what I printed out right here. This is how I come up with the size for all of this. I just had these as a scrap. They were misprints. Where's it at? Yeah, you can see there. They just were misprints, so I'm just using them as my covers. So that's how I got this. This is what we are going to sew the signature to. And I've already got a piece of the cheesecloth glued down to this side, and I'm going to glue down another piece to this side right here. But before I did that, I wanted to show you. So what I what I did was I just put it on my little scoreboard, and I scored out that 1.5 inch for my spine because I want to be able to roll it really nice so it'll be a curved spine. And you don't have to do this. It just, I feel like it works better with trying to shape it whenever you're done. So, I put my little marks right here. I just marked it out. I don't know if you can see, there's like little pencil marks right there. And that's where I scored it. So, it's ready to go. And I did ink up a little bit on here because I should have used like a brown piece of cardstock, but I wasn't thinking at the time that I was going to do the fabric and all that. So, just so that it'll blend better and it's not like stark white. So I'm going to glue this down. I'll trim it up a little bit. On this part you can trim all the way. On the top and bottom, I want to leave a little bit so that it looks messy. Like, I think it gives it a little bit of character. So I'm going to leave mine like that. I have a couple extra pieces. This one was glued. So it's the same size as this, but it was just one like long piece like that. And I folded it over and glued it down. So this one's already, it's lightly glued. I could rip it apart if I needed to, but I'm going to leave it glued down because one of these pieces here I'm going to use on the outer part to kind of hold it all together and not connect it to the actual spine. It's only going to be holding onto the covers though. I just like the look of how that is, but I don't know how thick I want it yet. If I want it just one layer or 2 layers. I'm not sure. So I have both just as an option. And then I'm going to add some of this after I figure out my actual cover design when we start decorating. I have some of this lace that I got from Temu, and I'll be putting that on the cover, or I mean on the spine. So hopefully this is making sense. I'm really trying to keep it all as simple and trying to explain it as much as I can without it getting confusing, because I can tend to make things more confusing than they actually are. So I'm trying to just explain this so that it's really easy, because this is really easy. So I have my pieces here. Oh, also, I don't want to forget, we can come to that later. We're going to do a magnet on the inside cover so that we can do a cute little envelope on the inside to quickly throw stuff in the envelope and then just pop it on there. And the magnet, you don't have to worry about having a paper clip and holding it and all of that. So I put the magnet on here so I would not forget about that, because you want that down before you do any decorating and all that. So that's why that's there, but we're not ready for that part just yet. Okay, so what we are going to do first, though, is we need to glue this fabric here, and then we're going to sew the spine to the cover. I mean, the signature to the spine. And I'm using some Fabri-Tac because it holds the best. And it does get a little messy, but I feel like it has a lot better of a hold. So that's why I like to use it. You can use whatever glue or tape that you have handy. I'm sure, whichever one, if you have experience with a different type that you like, that is a good hold, then you can use that. This one's just my favorite to use, especially whenever I'm building my covers and spines on a journal. They hold very well. They don't release like after a couple of years. I've had some journals when I first started out. I would just go with the cheapest glue or whatever, and a year or 2 later they were falling apart on me. So I learned my lesson with that. So I will use a very good glue now. I'm just going to lay that down. It doesn't have to be perfect because I got the main part is the edges so that it will hold, and if it moves around in the middle, it's fine. You're not going to be able to see it. As long as you have a really good hold on the edges, then you're fine. Okay. I'm going to trim this up a little bit because it is a little raggedy. And that is a little too long for the top and bottom, so I'm just going to straighten that up a little bit. Okay. Okay, so now we have the spine. Actually, it doesn't matter. And because I scored it in the middle, like harder than all the other lines that I did, it'll fit around this like perfect. So it will hold onto it and it shouldn't move around like too much on me. And usually I don't clip my journal, but let's see, maybe I should on this one because I added this little envelope for my center spine, I mean the center of the signature, because I want to cover the thread, but I'm going to have it right in the middle, and I don't even think these would reach. No, they don't even reach. You know what will? These will probably reach it, so let's see if this will even matter. Again, you don't have to do this part. The only thing I'm worried about is because I have this little envelope and it's small, it's not going from all the way to the top to the bottom. So I don't want it to move around on me. So I may just clip. Oh, it's just barely catching that one right there. Okay. And, yep, my little pokey. And I need to get my thread ready. Okay, so I have this wax thread. And I already have a needle. Oh, good. Already got it ready. Okay. Oh, I almost pulled it right out. Hold on. I don't want to lose it. There we go. All right. So I'm going to. I always do way too much than I need, but I would rather have way excess than be too short and then have to redo it. So, and I need to grab another. I need to grab another one of these because it's just helpful when I'm poking the holes. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to poke a hole right in the middle. Just take your best guess. I'm going to have 3 holes. So I'm going to do one in the middle, one about right here, and one about right here. I want to make sure that I am still all together. So I'm just kind of lining everything up. And then I'm going to poke down just to barely kind of get it started so it doesn't move on me. And then I'll put it on. Did we go through? Yeah. Okay, so we went through. And the reason I get this ready to go is because as soon as I pull this out, to keep everything from shifting, I'm going to go ahead and put this one right through there while I still have a good line of the hole. I think I need to grab my little pliers. Yeah. Okay. All right, so now I need the other hole. So I'm going to go about right here. So it'll catch, actually, and come up just slightly more so that it'll catch all the other stuff too. That should be going through. There we go. This is a little bit trickier because now we're coming back in this way and the hole was made going that way. So it can get a little trickier. And before I lose, just so I don't lose the string, I'm going to clip it to one of these pages so I don't accidentally pull it through. At least if I go to pull it, it'll tug on that and it'll let me know that I'm pulling on it too hard. So what I'm going to do is pinch these pages down with, like, I'm going to put pressure with my thumb on this side and pressure with these fingers on this side to keep all these pages from moving around on me, because I'm going to take my needle and put it back up through here. There we go. Okay, now we're going to do our third hole here. This one will be easy because we're going back in the same direction. Oh, I don't want that to come off. And this is some, this wax thread. I also got this on Temu. And it's so soft. And it's like really smooth. But it's, it has a wax like on the outside of it. But it's not that thick, hard. Like I have some of this one that is pretty, it's like really tough. And this one is a wax thread I got at Hobby Lobby. But it's just really like you can even, like you can like mold it almost. It's so thick of wax. So I wanted something different, and I found this one, and I really like it. All right, so now we're going to do our last hole right here. I feel like my pages have done shifted on me again. So I'm going to try, actually I'm going to take that off so I can kind of realign them a little bit, because they are moving on me. All right, so I'm going to do the same thing. I'm putting pressure with my thumb and my fingers on the outside and make the last hole. There is put that one in. it's, whoa, shook the whole table. It's a little tougher when you're going through the fabric and like this spine piece. It makes it a little bit tougher to get through there. Okay, so now we need to come back up through this middle, and because there's already a hole there and it went that way, it's going to be a little tougher to try to figure your way back through. And you want to come up on this side of this line. You have this piece on that side, and the one you're coming up through, come out on this side. So I have to try to find them without splitting. So I'm just trying to feel it. There we go. Just kind of like walk it through all those pages. Now you want to tighten everything up. And we are going to tie it off. See, I have so much extra here, but it won't go to waste. I can use it in tags and different things like that. I have a little bin that I put my extra little strips and strings and stuff like that in it. Okay. So I'm going to move some of this stuff out of the way. I don't have a large workstation, so I need all of this room back. Okay. So we have our signature onto the spine piece. And this little envelope that I put in the middle, I can close it up now. And it's a top loading. This is a Genevieve printable. It's in one of her like vintage envelope printables. So you get like a couple of envelopes or something like that. I don't know if I ever went back through and showed y'all how I put all of these in order. I think I did. And I saved all of the pieces when I went through and kind of trimmed everything up. I saved all the pieces in here, the little strips, so that we can do a master board and make some tags and stuff. So I've been saving all the little pieces that, you know, that are worth saving. So now we have our signature onto our little fabric spine piece. So the next step is to get our 4 covers. So we got an outside, inside, outside, inside. So these are going to go like this. So we're going to glue this one down like that. And then these will go on top like that. Am I still in the thing? Okay, yeah, it's working good. I think I finally got my tripod in a good position again. Hopefully y'all can see everything good. So this is how it's going to go, like that. And then when we go to decorate, you can kind of see, let me move this stuff out of the way. When we go to decorating, these will go like that. So I need to start it first and just get it to one of these. So we're just going to connect it to the outside first. And what I'm going to do is use this grid here to measure how wide I need these apart. So actually, I'm gonna line it up right here because I'm gonna give myself 1.5 inches. So I'm just gonna line these 1.5 inches apart, and it's not gonna be perfect, but it'll be better than trying to eyeball it. So now I have 1.5 inches here, and then I just align this up on here like that. So that's going to be the first step. Is that going to get on that tape? See, I started taping the pieces, but I stopped because I didn't want to get too ahead of myself and then it not come out right. Okay, so it's not going to touch. Oh, I almost lined that up to where it's going to be right at the tape marks. That would also be a good way to measure that out. And I almost did it without even knowing it. Okay. So that's what we're going to do. So, to keep these from moving though, I'm going to use some of this washi just to help it stay put. Well, you know what? I don't want it that close there. We'll do it over here, so they don't move around on me too much. Okay, and I need to stand up for this part. Let me move my chair. And I need my Fabri-Tac. Okay. So I'm just going to put glue on this part right here and then line that up on there. And since I did kind of a little rough measurement, I know that it goes almost to that piece of tape. So I'm just going to go almost to it because it's not going to matter. If you over glue, it's not going to matter because this is the inside. So you're not going to see it. And then I'm going to do this side. Not wanting to come out. There we go. And it will mush around when I start pushing down on it. I just want a really good hold though, because this is the whole thing holding it together. Okay, so now I'm just going to line this up as straight as I can, like in the middle. So I'm just lining mine up because I'm using these little checker or these little squares. I'm lining this part like because I'm looking at it down like this way. So I'm taking it like this line right here and putting it in because there's 3. So I'm lining up the middle of it in this middle set of squares just best I can. So that should be pretty even. Looks like it is. Let's see. Are we even? I need to come up a little bit. I'm just going to let it grab a hold of it. I need to grab my roller. Okay. So I'm going to take my roller and just push down on it. All right, now I can take it up. Oh, that's ripping. I don't know why that's ripping. This tape is not sticky at all. Okay, so now I'm going to flip it over, open it to the middle, and just keep pushing down. So I want to make sure that that glue is, what is going on? It's not wanting to roll. This will help spread and mush that glue. Alright, that should be good. Are we even? Okay. It looked like we were really off. I'm hanging down a little bit here, but that's okay. We're going to have stuff coming out of the pockets every which way, so you won't even be able to tell. I like mine to look really messy and have stuff coming from every which way on here. And with this one, I did over measure my covers slightly. Normally, I would have my covers butt up right to the pages, but because I want to add some little divider things on one of the pages, I didn't want those sticking out and getting with the wear and tear on it. So I came over a little bit like you're doing a regular like photo album, how you would do an extra on your cover. So I did that on purpose for that because I wanted to do like a little file thing on one of these. I thought that would be really cute. So we're going to do like a little file system thing on one of the... So here is our spine here. Now we got to add the inside cover pages. So we'll have one here, and we'll have one here, like that. And then we can get to decorating. And see, here's the second part of the fabric I was talking about. Now I can kind of show you what I mean. So right now you have this, and you can stop at that point. Actually, let me sit back down. Okay. You can stop at this point if you want, and then just decorate your spine. You can put your lace or whatever you're going to do with your spine. That will look really cute. So here's like a little mock. I'm going to show you a little mock-up of how you can do this, like different ways you can do it. Okay, so you could just glue a strip. So you'd have just a piece, and then you would put your cover piece like this. And you only want to glue the just to the board here and the board here. You don't want to glue this part because it'll tug and pull on your signature. And it just adds like a cuteness to it to be able to have it loose like that. So that's how it would be, like that. What I was going to do is add kind of like the old-timey book where it had the fabric thing, which I have some of that somewhere, but I didn't want to go digging for it. So I'm doing the same concept, but I'm just adding another piece of this fabric before I add the lace. So same difference, but I felt like it just cleaned it up a little bit better with adding one more layer of that cheesecloth and doing it like that. Again, it's just a personal preference because you can just do it just like that. You don't have to add that extra piece. But see, you can still see that strength through there just a little bit. I don't know if you can tell, but I can still see it through there. So I know that's going to bother me. So just have a little bit of a cleaner look. Add one more piece on the outside, and I'm just going to glue it down on either side there. Cut me off a little strip. It doesn't have to be much, like about that much. Glue it down either side. Then we can, then we can put on the decorative covers. But I'm thinking of layering these two. So what I'm going to do, let me see, how far are we at? 35 minutes. So we're not going to get that much further into this one because I don't like them to be that long. So we may do, in the next video, we'll do the decorating of the covers. But just to give you an idea, in case you are following along with me, maybe you are making one of these journals with me, just so that you have kind of a heads up of what I'm doing next. So for the covers, I'm thinking of doing like more of a layered look. So instead of just gluing this down like that, I'm going to rip up these edges, or maybe, you know, just rough them up. Maybe even, where's my thing? I have this little, it's a Tim Holtz edge thing, you know, where you, like that. Now, if you don't have one of these, you can use your scissors. You can use your fingernail. I need to redo my nails too. They look so bad. But you can use your fingernail and do the same thing and scratch up the edges. I may even rip a little bit. I will do all of that in the next video. I'll do it on camera so you can see like how I like to do mine like that, just to make them look a little old and roughed up. But because I'm doing that, then you'd be able to see all of this under here then. So we're going to add something here, like put down another piece here first. So like pretend it would be that one. So we'd put that one down, then the actual cover itself, after we rough it up and, you know, age it and stuff, then we would put that one down. So I need to get a plain piece, and I didn't plan for that, so I don't have none of that stuff ready. So we'll get all that stuff ready, and we'll do that in the next. We'll do the decorating of all this. And then also we need a closure. I'm thinking of just doing a simple closure, and we need to do that before we decorate. And then also, if you want to do the magnet envelope idea with me, I'll show you. We can actually do this part real quick. So I get my magnets on eBay. I have linked them before. These are just from Lowe's. These are those like roofing things, roofing metal, and you can cut these to size. If you have like those Tim Holtz red handle scissors, they'll cut it. Or if you have some utility scissors, that's why I like that, because you can cut it down into fours and make it, and it's like a magnet saver. But I get my magnets. I get on just a whole bunch of them. You get like 100 of them. On eBay, you can get them on Amazon. I'll try to, I'll find the link and I'll put it in the description for y'all. Okay, so what I do, I have this one here. I printed this out, and I put one magnet on here, and then I have this piece that'll help cover. Well, it just makes it look pretty too, so it's not just stark white, but it also will help because it will give like a barrier to whenever you're sliding things into this envelope. Oh, you know what? Okay, I was supposed to score that first. I need to glue that in, but it'll be like that, right? So we have our magnet in here, and you're covering it up so that you can't see it, and it's not going to mess with your papers getting hung up whenever you're putting stuff in your envelope. So you want to do all that before you actually construct your envelope and glue it together. And then find out where you want on your spine, where you want it. I kind of like mine to be a little higher. It just seems to like be where I usually just kind of throw my envelopes when I do this magnet thing. So then you would have it like that, and it sticks perfect, and it will grip through many layers of paper. See, it holds through many layers, so you can put a bunch of stuff in your envelope and have you a little quick on the go. It'll be super cute. So if you want to do the magnet thing, make sure you put your magnet down before we decorate the covers and before you finish constructing whatever you want to put. You don't have to do an envelope either. You could even do, let me see. Okay, so like I have this little pocket, like seed packet thing. You could put a magnet on here and then put a piece of pretty decorative paper like on top of it, like a mat, and then have it like that to where you just have like a little magnet, like movable floating pocket type thing too. You could do that too. You could do it with you can make your own little pocket even and do that too with the magnet. The trick is making sure you get your magnets down before you put your pretty papers down. That way you have them on there. And sometimes I even like to, when I'm building my pages, like when I'm going through and decorating and stuff, if I know I have a spot, oh, that's my son, he's in the room playing, but so if I have like, okay, like this spot right here, so this is a pretty plain spot. If you want to decorate it or do something here, then let's say, let me grab, I need some, okay, here we go. All right, so we have some of these little papers. Okay, so if I was going to do a little collage thing, say I was going to just glue this down and make it like a little tuck right here. Well, I could just put a magnet on here first and then glue this whole piece down just like that. So it gives this page, some interest, but it also has a magnet in there. And then I may not even know at that point what I want to do with that magnet, but I'll do that just so that I know now I have that little spot that I can come back later and have a little floating pocket or envelope or whatever. Like these, I have these, or even this would be super cute too, these little postcards. Then you could put a magnet on here, put another little pretty paper, and boom, you could have a postcard that is sticking out like that, but it's magnetized so you can remove it and, have it to where it's more like an interactive type of ephemera. So, okay, so I'm going to stop this video here because I feel like it's getting a little long. I'm trying to keep them shorter because they take forever to process and upload. So we will do some more decorating and some more ideas and stuff like that as we go through here. We still have a lot we're going to do, lots of pockets, and I have a lot of good ideas of things we're going to do in here. Okay, so if you are following along with me, maybe give me a comment, let me know. I would love to know if somebody's like making one of these with me. I would love to see a picture of it. We'll have to figure out how I can see a picture of it. That would be really cool. Like whenever we get like to the end and we're done, that would be kind of cool to see that. So, okay, so we're going to end here, and I will see y'all in a couple more days. School just started for us, so this is going to be a super busy week for me. But I think and I'm going to have to change my filming schedule. Okay, anyway, I'm rambling now. All right, so if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, and I will see y'all next time. Bye.